The most recent roster update in With the Show 22 dropped yesterday, which means right now is the best time to start investing for the next update. As we wrap into this one, do know that our next roster update is scheduled to come out on the 29th with attribute changes, transactions, things of that nature. This could be our defensive attribute upgrade this go around. Usually we get that after the All-Star break, into July, early August. I thought it could have been this last one, as the 3-week window could have allowed that to happen, but that didn't quite happen. So we're gonna be taking a look at that. We'll have a couple more videos going over defensive guys as we get closer to the 29th. And as always, y'all want early access to videos just like these, consider becoming a channel member today. You can find that as long as you're on browser next to the subscribe button below the video down below. If you're level 2 or higher, you get early access to videos just like these and access to our Discord, where we're talking about all of these names, updates, asking any questions, all great things like that. Supports me as a full-time content creator as well. Let's go ahead though. We got quite a few names to go over. Marcus in a really good spot right now. Let's hop into it. Starting it off here out the gate, we have Liam Hendriks. He missed some time with injury, obviously started this year as a diamond, but he is back from his injury and has been playing really well since then. Just come back, just 4 innings pitched, but 7 strikeouts in those 4 innings. He's got that diamond track record as well. Gonna be getting some big time innings, some big time situations there on the White Sox. Gonna be using him a lot. I like what he's doing. You can see a +9 to his hits per 9, Ks per 9, gets him all the way up to an 88. So he's very close. He's like an 84.5 probably. Very close to 85. Just needs some slight bumping up from there. Overall, with Hendriks, with his track record, how he's pitching since he's come back from injury, I like him a lot here out the gate. 1705, so 200 stubs above that quick sell value. Not too big of a risk. Obviously, you do risk that 200 stubs, but at minimum, the hype train is going to be rolling on Liam Hendriks as we get close to that July 29th roster update. That's our first guy here out the gate. Liking him a lot. Next up here, we got Brandon Woodruff, another guy who he had a really slow start to the season. He was struggling out the gate, but he started turning it on recently. He did just pitch against the Giants last night. It wasn't the best start in the world, but it wasn't bad at all. Definitely doesn't hurt him really in any fashion, but it doesn't start that diamond hype train fully, which allows his price to be at 50.55. So just slightly 55 subs above quick sell, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 4 hits, I believe, 2 or 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks. Not a great start overall, but he definitely has some room to grow across all of his attributes right now, and he's recovered well from a slow start. Since he's come back from his injury, he's been up close to the top of the league for starting pitchers in his strikeouts per 9 innings, so definitely some upgrade deserving there. If he can limit the walks and limit the hits as well, he can move up in a big way. At an 84, doesn't need a whole lot to get to that diamond tier if he can string together a couple good starts. Unfortunately for him, that start versus the Giants wasn't great. Now we're having the All-Star break, so he's likely going to get one more start to move the needle for him. But if he can come out and dominate in that outing, he does have a chance to get up to diamond. And again, 15.55, relatively risk-free. Next up here, we have Francisco Lindor starting to heat it up ever so slightly. He's kind of been hot and cold this year, though it's been tough to get a good read on him. Obviously, my man Lindor, he has that 95 fielding rating that's holding up his 83 overall. He does not have much hitting attributes so far in the month of July, hitting 259, which is not crazy by any stretch of the matter, but he's showing a little power to go along with that as well. With a 58-55 contact rating, he has a lot of room to grow there on those attributes for his contact. They're already so low, they really can only go up, and even if he's hitting 259, there can be some room there to get a boost and an upgrade there. Maybe some slight power adjustments as well. He's really a type of guy who just needs a hot offensive streak for a couple weeks to get that +2 in the diamond with how high his defensive rating is. Doesn't take a whole lot of offense to get him up to that level. Best of all, 1204. He's right at quick sell value, 1200 quick sell on an 83 overall. So Lindor right there at that quick sell value. Keeping it here in the NL East, we have Juan Soto. He got that massive downgrade all the way down to an 82. It looks weird with the P5 card art here on a live series gold, and so I can't really use his inside edge to adjust because obviously we have the +5 across the board to his attributes, but he's been on fire in the month of July so far. He's probably the leading card to get the Lightning card and the NL Player of the Month for July. He's batting .441 with a 500 isolated power, which is a ridiculous number to think about. That is an insanely high ISO. He's just hitting tanks and nothing else. He's crushing the ball right now. He continues to hit even relatively close to this. He will be going back to diamond. Could definitely happen even when this next update comes. He's currently 1830, so it is quite a bit above quick sell. Probably one of more of our riskier plays that we could have had, because if you were getting out on Juan Soto at 1830 for this last update, he didn't end up going back up. But a couple more weeks to get some more stats under his belt, I do think he should start to increase. Probably a good hype train play as well. People are going to ride the Soto wave. He got up to like 2,700, 3,000 subs before the last roster update. Probably going to be a similar situation here with Soto. So even at 1830, I don't hate getting in on him at that price point. Next guy we got here, Jose Abreu. In my opinion, the second best first baseman in baseball right now, behind only Paul Goldschmidt. He's been insane. He's second in F4 amongst first basemen, which obviously doesn't necessarily mean he's going to have a high overcall than with the show, but he's been playing really well to go along with that. 80 contact, 78 contact in right, left, 52 power, 88 power left. We can see that 52 power right. He needs to show off some power versus righties over the next couple weeks in the next few update periods to get that big bump. But he currently is batting 383 in the month of July, so we could see some contact upgrades to go along with that as well. Unfortunately, just us having 183 isolated power at the current moment. So that's really what's holding him back, is that power versus right. That's weighted very heavily for first baseman. Same with our contact versus right. But if you can get some more contact upgrades across the board, maybe some slight power upgrades to go along with that, maybe even a defensive fielding update that can maybe just slightly push him over the edge, that could be a possibility for Abreu. I like him a ton. He's playing incredible right now. Arguably, I'd say the best of his career, including that 2020 MVP season that he had. 626 on the sell now, so 26 stubs above that quick sell value. Pretty strong value there. I like Jose Abreu a ton. He's been hitting the cover off the ball. Really under the radar, underrated player so far in the 2022 season. Hopefully people start recognizing how good Abreu has been playing. Should have been an all-star this year, and hopefully should be a diamond in the future in MLB The Show 22. Moving on here, we have Devin Williams. Devin Williams, he might just be a top 5 reliever in baseball. After how Hader looked last night, he's probably the best reliever on the Brewers as well. Devin Williams has been incredible this year. He hasn't given up a run since, I believe, early May, middle of May. He's gone like 60 plus days without giving up a run. He is incredible. He's not getting the respect that he deserves, both IRL and here in MLB The Show. Now, you can see he does have 106, 107 on the hits per 9, Ks per 9. Those are both elite numbers. 31 on the walks per 9. That's really what matters here. Any sort of walks per 9 jump is going to put Devin Williams incredibly high overall. So that's what we got to watch here with Devin Williams. How many walks is he giving up over the next 2 to 3 weeks or so in this update period, the next update period? That is what matters. The 31 walks per 9, it quite physically can't get any lower than that. It can only go up. And decent at starting to somewhat limit the walks. So if that can go up, my man Devin Williams could be looking like a future diamond. He's pitching as good as one. He has the hits per 9 and Ks per 9 to get him there. All about that walks per 9 catching up. 670 right now on the sell now, so 70 stubs above quick sell, but I still like that value. Another thing to consider as well is with this new all-star game program coming Monday, we could see live series market dip down again, and Monday could end up being a really good time and day to come in and buy some more cards for these roster update investments. If we're getting a ton of packs through whatever programs people are liquidating for all-star game packs, etc. Probably gonna see a dip in a lot of these live series guys come Monday, Tuesday, so definitely keep that in mind. Next up here, we got Kevin Gausman, a bit of a more surprising downgrade in the last roster update. Obviously, he started this year as a gold, worked his way up to a diamond, and now he's back down to an 81 overall. So a lot of value here, in my opinion. He did get hit on the hits per 9, which he probably deserved, giving up some hits. My opinion, probably needed a little bit of bump on those Ks per 9 ratings. 81 overall right now. He has that high walks per 9 that is helping hold his value up. He just needs to limit hits and strike out guys over the next few weeks. His last start wasn't incredible, but wasn't awful by any stretch of the matter either. 611 right now on the sell now, so he is firmly at quick sell. We know the type of pitcher Kevin Gausman can be. He proved that last year, and he's been a really good pitcher in Toronto so far this season. worked his way all the way up to a diamond earlier in the year, so we know he has that diamond caliber of a pitcher within him, and it wouldn't be hard for him to get back up to diamond at all, especially with how low that hits per 9 is. It's almost a good thing that it's that low because it has so much room to grow up, where if he can even remotely start limiting hits, he gets a solid bump there. His overall a +4 suddenly happens with a Ks per 9, hits per 9 bump, and he's right back to being the diamond that he was earlier this year. And you can pick him up right now for 611 stubs. Lots of value there, in my opinion. Could be one of the better investments that we have so far in this video. Is it a roster update video if I don't mention a Ranger? Y'all know I had to come in with my man Corey Seager here. He has been on fire in the month of July. He's an all-star. He's in the home run derby. He's probably the leading candidate for the Lightning Player of the Month right now. Him and Juan Soto, probably those top 2 guys so far. Been one of the best players in baseball over the last 30 days. This is the Corey Seager that the Rangers paid $300 million for. He's been incredibly unlucky this year, hovering around a 230, 225 or so batting average, but his expected batting average has been 280 plus the entire season long. He's 3rd in the league in balls hit for 100-mile-an-hour plus exit velo for outs. He's just been incredibly unlucky. That luck is turning around. He's heating it up and playing incredible. 55-65 on the contact rating is where we really have a lot of room to grow there. He's currently batting 347 in the month of July with a 388 isolated power as well. So maybe even some power right bump there. Really versus righty, that's what we want to see. We want to see contact versus right, power versus right. Get both of those moving up. We can see a +15 to both those with him. Parallel 2 gets him up to an 85. He's not too incredibly far away, probably pretty close to an 82 already as it is. Really got to focus on what is he hitting for average, get those contact boosts, maybe even possibly in line for a slight fielding adjustment as well. That could help push him up another 1 or 2 overall. I really like Corey Seager. He is currently sitting 100 stubs above that gold quick sell right now, so a little bit more pricier than some of our other guys. But again, we have that Monday. Maybe a crash is coming in. Still like Seager a lot at 500 subs. That's still under an 81 overall quick sell value. So there is a ton of room to grow there and make stubs. Everything is pointing towards this next roster update being the defensive upgrade that we've been waiting for some time. And if it is, there's nobody better positioned to benefit greatly from that than Gleyber Torres. 52 fielding. That can only go up. And he's actually been a solid defender this year. And as we reach the All-Star break, we kind of start to lose that 3-year window and become solely focused on what has happened in 2022 for players' attributes. So defensively, he's been solid this year. If he gets a +15, maybe even a +20 to that fielding rating, just gets up to a bronze, maybe even a silver shield defensively, we can see some massive overall increases for Gleyber. And he's been hitting the ball well too right now as well. He's got a 409 batting average in July, just with a 182 ISO, so we'd like to see some more power. But he's hitting for contact right now, 409 average, in line for a massive defensive upgrade. Could end up seeing one of the bigger single update jumps we've seen in some time. 266 on the sell now. So for a 75, that is quite a bit over quick sell, but it is under what an 80 overall gold quick sell value is. And again, with a defensive upgrade, the sky is the limit for Gleyber Torres. Last name we have today, Spencer Strider. I don't know what they got going on in Atlanta, but man, those guys can produce some pitchers. Kyle Wright, Max Fried, and now Spencer Strider is joining them as another young pitcher in that rotation. That's such a fun team to watch. He's up to an 83 overall after that last update, and he has been absolutely filthy. We can see the 92 hits per 9, 88 Ks per 9. That's really high for a starting pitcher. That's pretty much contributing to the entirety of his 83 overall that he has on his card. And there really isn't just a ton of room to grow there. Now, 70 stamina. We actually do have some room to grow on the stamina front, but mainly, importantly, we can look at that walks per 9 rating of 42 and see that is our room to grow. Our +2 to diamond for Spencer Strider is possible, and it comes from him limiting walks over his next few starts throughout the rest of the season even. And when you take a look at Strider's last 6 starts, he has a 14.9 Ks per 9. So honestly, that 88 Ks per 9, that is on par with some elite level relievers. That could even get a bigger bump than that 88. But more importantly, 2.5 walks per 9 over his last 6 starts, which isn't elite by any stretch of the matter, but it is not below average in a significant fashion to a 42 walks per 9 rating. So Spencer Strider, definitely expecting some walks per 9 increases there, and that could move his overall up to that diamond tier in one foul swoop. 1251 on the sell now right now, so just 51 stubs above quick sell value. tons of value here in Spencer Strider. Probably my favorite investment that we have of this video, and you had to watch all the way through to see this one. I appreciate y'all watching here through the end to get the best value. Spencer Strider, my favorite investment. I just got 21 of them so far. Hopefully looking to pick some more up over the next couple weeks. That's what we got for today, though. Those are the 10 names that I'm looking at here in this roster update early out the gate. Obviously, not a fully comprehensive list. There's other good investments. I can't go through and mention everybody, but if y'all got any questions about any names, hit me up down in the comment section below. I try to get back to as many comments as I can, and I love chatting roster updates with each and every one of you. And if y'all enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are closing in on 30,000 subs. May even be there by the time you're watching this video. I appreciate y'all for that. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.